Come in. Must be Bryce. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to see you. Alright, so you are being interviewed to be windmill engineer, correct?
Service technician.
Service technician. Alright, let's start with you. Tell me about yourself.
I like to think of myself as a hardworking young individual. I like to challenge myself with difficult tasks, and I think I can bring my critical thinking skills to better your company.
Are you planning to attend college next fall?
I am planning on attending DMAC in Ankeny on wind turbine service technician in titles.
How are you with heights?
I am good with heights. I guess I would struggle a little bit outside of the internal part of the wind turbines. It's like on the working on the cones that harness the blades, but that'd be about it. But I'm sure you have the proper safety equipment.
Do you have any past experiences with windmills?
I have not, but I'm currently talking to Tracy Nicholson on Mid-American Energy, and he's going to take me up in wind turbines sometime.
So what interests you about wind turbines?
I like the idea of the wind turbines. I like how they just use biotechnology in collecting, well, I guess the wind pushes the blades and that has a ticker, and the ticker collects the energy, and the energy gets to be used in cities, and that just fascinates me. I've always kind of been fascinated with wind turbines.
Alright, so you went to Northeast Hamilton High School.
I did.
What were your favorite classes in high school?
I changed my classes, I guess. I used to like more history classes, but in my junior and senior year, I developed a liking to math and industrial classes. So I can learn with my hands, and I guess I like calculating stuff.
Can you describe a time when your work was criticized, and how do you handle criticism?
Yes, my junior year in high school, I took a welding class, and he said just make a simple tack weld, so I was sitting there welding, made my first tack weld ever, and he looked at it and laughed, and he's like, "This doesn't even look like a weld." And I was like, well, it was my first time, so I guess I tried and studied hard, and by the end of the semester I could weld T-welds, give me dimensions, we learned 52 different welds in that class, so I learned a lot from that class.
Besides welding, what are some of your other strengths?
I guess my strengths would be, I'm physically able to climb. I'm good with machines. If something breaks, I can fix it, and that's pretty much what the job is. So,
What are some of your weaknesses?
I guess one of my weaknesses is that I want to be confident with my answers, so I tend to overthink, and sometimes that may not be necessary. But that's not it.
Do you have any past work experience?
I have not had any past work experience. Well, can you elaborate more on that?
Just any job.
Oh yeah, I've worked for my parents. They have aronia berries, so we had to plant and harvest those. So I have I guess some agricultural background as well as the tasseling for John Sizer.
If I asked one of your bosses to describe you, what do you think they would say?
I think they'd say I'm hardworking. I like to do the job, and I'm a good member to the team.
Have you ever had to take on a responsibility that was new to you?
Yes, I was part of my senior year. I was team captain for the football team, but I did get injured, so then I wasn't really the team captain anymore. But in my time that I had as team captain, I had to motivate the kids every week. Make sure they're doing their job on the line, because that's what I played. I was a center, but just having to take on the responsibility of a leader.
Yeah. How do you learn best?
I learn best visually or physically with my hands. I tend to learn best with my hands, so industrial classes is what I excel in.
Alright. If you were working on a project, like a windmill,
Okay.
and you didn't have any other help and you didn't know what to do, walk me through how you make a decision on what to do.
I would, okay, first I take the manual that they give you, because, you know, your company provides all the workers with manuals. So I would review what needed to be done, take the necessary steps, and be aware of precautions, and I would fix the problem.
What is the biggest risk you've ever taken?
The biggest risk I've ever taken would be one that, I guess, after I got hurt my senior year, I mentioned that I was a center, but the last 2 games of the season I did come back and play. So the biggest risk for me would be if I got hit again, I wouldn't be able to walk right ever. So I guess that's the biggest risk.
What do you think you will like most about doing this job?
I think the thing I'll like the most about this job is problem solving and applying of what I learned to an everyday situation. I like to critically think about problems and solve them in my own way. It makes me feel accomplished that I can solve problems.
Alright, last question. Tell me about a project or accomplishment that you are particularly proud of.
I'm particularly proud of that with my leadership, I got elected to be in the Rotary Club for Webster City. And the school selects only a handful of students, and they're elected into this Rotary Club, and it's just dealing with leadership. I think that's a valuable skill to have.
Alright, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, why would a job applicant choose your company over a competitor?
I believe they would choose our company because we provide the most energy statewide.
Okay.
Alright, any more questions?
No, that's
Alright.
it.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.